All right, Mint, you are at the top, my friend. So if you'd like to start us off.
All right.
Look at the
Welcome
camera.
to boy, I will slap your ass. All right. Welcome to the OSRS podcast, the podcast where we talk about anything RuneScape related, Jmods, RuneFest, slight drama, and any updates coming into the game. I'm one of your hosts, Mint Mad Cow, joined by
What's happening, boys? I am Rakesy, the host with the most. And we've
God.
got Asian Rice Cup down here. Do you want to introduce
Yo.
yourself, man?
You already know me. I'm the Iron Man guy.
Right.
He's the Iron Man guy.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's Rice Cup from YouTube. What's going on, guys?
We were supposed to be uploading a weekly podcast. We've not uploaded in like a year. It's been a long time, to be honest. We kind of got sidetracked with other things and whatnot. Asian Rice Cup wants to be a permanent host on the show, so hopefully you guys are happy with that. We're more than happy to have him here. I think you're a very nice, what's the word? I don't even know. Nice person to have on the podcast. And what was going like an extra what?
He's been very beneficial with the research gone into this podcast because we are going to be talking about Mod Jed, the recent allegations, possible let go of him because his Twitter account has this enabled, and what does it say? The tweet they said they released somebody for what were the words? Just abusing their powers. Right?
Yeah,
People might have
something
been
along
hacked.
those lines.
Pretty much a lot of allegations, but his Twitter was disabled the next day. And then Rice Cup actually found out possibly how long Mod Jed has been working for Jagex. You want to share him that info?
Okay, yeah, sure thing. So yeah, we're gonna mostly be focusing on the whole Mod Jed drama this time around because there's just so much to talk about, and we haven't really spoken about it at all, have we? And there's just so much shit that we can go through.
Yeah, if we're gonna be bringing back the podcast, might as well bring it back spicy, right?
Right, 1 second. This is gonna be slightly scuffed, I will say.
Yeah, you can just cut out the preparatory stuff.
But Rice did some insane research trying to find out how long
Here we go.
Mod Jed might have
Yeah.
worked for Jagex. And
So-
Rice, if you want to explain that, yeah, go for
So
it.
if you guys didn't know, every time Jagex does an update, they make a post on the official website, and then under every update, you'll see the names of the Jagex staffs, the core old school RuneScape Jagex staff members under every update. So I got to a point where it was around 2015 November, right? So there was a post where his name started showing up, ever since. And that's the post with the Zora scales. And that is around the time when that memo first originally came out. So like that memo happened the month before October, and they were doing a lot of feedback updates with it. So his name started showing up there. I couldn't find the part where they introduced him though. I think it's probably usually in the live stream, but I couldn't find that. But at least for the updates though, his name started showing up under the fishing.
So he was never like properly introduced then.
Maybe
Yeah,
because
I think what happened was in the live stream they brought him out at some point, but they never did it as a highlight part of their title for that live stream.
I don't know if this is obviously true, but if RuneScape lets somebody go for a highly controversial thing, they might try to erase some of the info on that person, kind of scrub it dry, because it was kind of hard to find things Mod Jed was pertained to RuneScape related. It took him was it 20 minutes to find this info, Rice?
Yeah, it was hard.
It was a hard
Yeah, it
find.
was hard.
So we're wondering, maybe they just kind of deleted the info because they don't want to be associated with Mod Jed anymore due to the allegations coming out about him.
Damn.
Which seems
Yeah, but anyways,
We don't know.
he was hired as a junior content developer, and that's what he's been doing for a while.
and you said a
Until he
junior
got
content
fired.
developer has pretty much
Well,
most
yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
power
if you're
actions, right?
yeah, I mean, if you're along the lines of Mod Ash as a content developer, you probably know how to code. I mean, at least in the Rune script, that's the the language that they use for their gaming and stuff coding. So I'm sure he knows how to go around a lot of when it comes to server related, game related stuff. So
And also, he was in ROT before he joined the Jagex team. So there was people started talking, well, he was in ROT, then he joined Jagex, so maybe he was doing this the whole time, if he was doing it right, because it is allegation-wise, because he was in ROT beforehand. So that was his main priority, which almost seems to be the case, right? Because if you work for a company, obviously you're going to want to make the company grow. But if you're already in something else and you join a company, your priority is going to be shifted towards possibly the clan, right?
I don't know. I
And
think Dude, I think it's just stupid. Like, why would you? I don't know. Like, the ego coming out of Rot is so big. Like,
it is.
Why would you? Why would you throw away a career to benefit like some of your clan members? Do you know? I don't really understand the mindset there. I don't get it.
No one understands the mindset. That's why, because people said he was supposedly smart, right? Is what you wanted to bring up. But then he pulls this off, and you're thinking, what happened, right? How was he even caught? Because I would imagine it'd be very hard to be caught doing what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean,
as a Jmod.
Yeah, if you're talking about like why he got fired, I mean, we can only relate it to the hacking, but
yeah,
because he's been around for so long and he's working since Jmod came out. Coincidentally, there's a lot of stuff that happened that related to Jmod or a lot of hackings and stuff that was revealed recently as an inside job type of deal. Yeah, it kind of like could be related to him because I mean he got fired, like you said, the day after it was revealed that a lot of people got hacked because of somebody in Jagex leaking information.
And that's when his Twitter was disabled. So people put 2 and 2 together, right? Because no one else's Twitter was disabled.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody else has been that suspect in anything. Other like he's the only Jmod that pretty much everybody blames when something happens. But this time it's like, wow, it just happened such a perfect time together that it's hard to not blame him. In a sense,
to be honest, there was a post, and I can't remember who posted it. I don't know if it's Mod Matt K, but he basically confirmed that there was a rogue Jmod, and he got fired. So obviously it was him. Yeah, there was a post. There was a post that basically said there's
the guy got fired for posting that, or no?
No.
Rogue. Okay,
yeah. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, Mod Matt K. Where are you talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about before the official post. On the homepage, like a mod said, somebody did get fired for being, for doing something illegal.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, think of the worst thing in RuneScape to happen, right? A rogue Jmod. Now, what's even worse? A rogue Jmod that is affiliated with Rot. Like, could you think of a worse thing to happen to old school RuneScape?
I mean,
it just blows my mind.
Do you know what really worries me? Do you know what's? It's funny because the most like notorious event that ever happened in RuneScape that everybody knows about is like the Falador massacre, where there was what was his name? Duriel 321 killing noobs with a whip and arms and green party.
Thank your items. Yeah.
Like let's be real. Like that compared to what's happened in the past 2 months is minuscule. I mean, we've had a max cash glitch, dude. We've had a max cash glitch where people were just like farming max caches from dying as fucking Zora, Vorkath, whatever, and PKing. And then a month later, we have a rogue Jmod. And, like, to me, I'm just like, they are 2 huge things that have almost just kind of been swept away and silently just dealt with.
Yeah,
like, in reality, these are huge things. Like, these things could have ended the game. They're that big. And if it got out of hand and it wasn't caught quickly, this game could be dead because it could just be too far fucked. And
the staff handled it greatly, but you just got to think, in the last year, Jagex has never done a reroll or a rollback, reroll, or a refund, and that happened in the last 2 months. A reroll, God damn it, I'm thinking of Walmart for some reason. Refund, rollback prices, bro.
Yeah, it was a refund and a rollback into for 2 different events happening.
And they've never done that before, and that's huge.
I mean,
the bill given back to some people in cash.
The only time I can think of a refund they did was this is another fuck up. This was a few months ago, maybe only 3 months ago. There was a glitch with Deadman mode where Deadman mode swapped or ended, and a random world for about 15 minutes became Deadman mode, and like an Iron Man died and lost his entire bank.
No, probably a few people
swept under the rug too, didn't it?
Yeah, like that's huge, dude. They're fucking.
That's insane. Durandell 321 coming back for 15 minutes, pretty much. Dude, I kind of wish I knew it. I would have made a great video off that. Just saying.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people behind the scenes working on this stuff. They're making some crazy mistakes, but luckily they catch it fast. But
that was a super fast catch there.
But I mean,
you think, why don't they get back to your appeals for your band account that fast, right?
I wish.
There's always been glitches in game. Like, I remember back in RuneScape 3, pre-OC, there was, like, max cash glitch at the junior that was going on. It was, like, duplication. Like, that was going on for God knows how long. And it's like, no wonder that game's fucked. Throw it in the bin. That game's done. They should have got away with that years ago. right?
I respect those who play RuneScape 3, all right? Keep marching on.
But like,
all right?
my main point that I'm trying to hammer home here is in the last couple of months, we've had so many fucking glitches that could have potentially ended RuneScape, old school RuneScape, and could have just meant that we needed to reset the entire servers. I'm genuinely concerned for like the longevity of the game. And I think if they keep pumping out updates without really thoroughly checking them, then something will get through eventually and it will destroy the game. And like, to me, that's the most concerning thing. You know, that's a big thing.
And Oak Dice is just having a field day. And there's more I could add on to that topic, but I want to get back to Mod Jed, though, because it kind of, we're talking about Mod Jed and the corruption, and then we're talking about how Jagex in general, like a lot of things have gone wrong. But right now, we want to talk about the allegations going behind Mod Jed, because there's actually a ton. It's not just the hacking. We also have the Dead Man Mode tournaments, right? There is proof that people have put on Reddit, but it's not definite proof that he might have had an affiliation. People have been getting DDoS, known streamers like Mika, who've grinded maybe 100 hours that week and then just get their whole college campus gets hit off. If you can find the video for that, it's
that was, dude, that is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So I'll let you hear it.
Yeah.
Like, and for those of you that don't know, if you don't know who Mika is, Mika's a crazy guy. And whenever a demo mode tournament comes out, he, like, for the first 3 days, he plays like 20 hours a day. He
goes so hard.
First 5 days, dude.
He gets 85 Slayer on the first day. Like, the highest I've got is like 70, and I'm just like, I need to go to bed. Like, that shit's a grind.
Yeah,
so,
no, he goes pizza, hard. Dude.
Yeah, no, he goes hard. Pizza. Yeah, he's one of the guys that goes super, super hard.
Is your video not loading there?
No. He's DCing. Like,
it's just the fact that he's DCing.
Yeah, he's DCing, dude. Like, how bad is that? I couldn't believe it when he told me.
I know.
It is fucked up because he took so many precautions and reset his IP, but instead they just hit off the whole college campus.
Yeah.
Like,
his
whole college, like the whole building, no internet.
That's how much of a threat Mika is, dude. That's the thing. Those who DDoS people, they're afraid because they can't, stand up to the challenge. They're not good enough, so they have to cheat. And there's been a lot of cheating going on.
It's been reliable, though. The DDoSing is very reliable. They have
they'll hit off people from the 1v1s. I remember, Bron actually won one tournament. We don't have the pictures here, but he was. They looked into it because they know there was some, fishy stuff going on. So they tried to find something. They found out that he was auto-clicking, so they gave the money to charity. That tournament, it was I was so proud of Jagex. They found out
they were botting and shit before.
Yes. Finally, some justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude.
But there's been several though. He's not the only. That wasn't the only instance. There's also there was also another demo final where pretty much people in like the final four. It was like half of them, or like 2 of them got disconnected.
I
don't know if you have that that video, but.
I don't think we have that video, but how unprofessional does that look when they're trying to make it into an esports and like half of the people were like fighting back and the other half had just stood there dying. Like that happened for ages.
We're not trying to make fun of Jagex anyway. I would love to see RuneScape become a professional esport. I don't think it's even possible. I'd love to see it for the game itself, but you got to think like right here is the 3rd Dead Memo tournament. This is when it started happening.
Look at the dislikes on this video. Holy shit! Oh my god!
But that was another thing we were talking about. But like it all comes back to so how did these guys get their IPs? Like whoever was DDoSing these people, right? So the people that got DDoSed, they weren't people in ROT. They were like their the competitors. But like how did they actually get the IP? And we recently, pretty much all confirmed the fact that Mod Jed did something bad in terms of.
Because we were thinking they were logging into the ROT website or something, but instead, I mean, the thing is right here. Okay, it's the 3rd Dead Man Mode tournament, and only people working on the tournament. And like we said, Mod Jed started working right when Dead Man Mode was released, so he definitely probably knows about Al-Kharid. And Ra is the first person inside the gate. And if you don't know at the time, there's actually a little entrance in the gate. So you can't just run in. You have to walk in, and then they freeze you at the gate, which means it's an easy clear up for them. Because no matter how many people you have on your team, if you're just going into a 1x1 square, you're going to get barraged, chinned, killed. So
it was the easiest one for Rot. This tournament was so easy for Rot to win because they were there.
The whole chat on Twitch was just going, why? It was horrifying. It was bad. I believe they still cashed out the prize money, no matter how sketchy that looks. Look at that. The tournament was so bland that they ended up killing their own members at the end, right? They were just suiciding. It was so one-sided. And the whole reason why they got away with it is because I believe Mazar, right, posted, I'm sorry if I'm saying that name wrong, all right, no hate. He posted that he was training in Al-Qarid, right, when he saw there was no doors or just something for Al-Qarid, so he thought maybe this could be the last spot, right? Because there's certain clues, but I did show you a picture.
Yeah. Wait, was that Rot? Was that Rot that said that? Was that their excuse?
Yeah. And there's a picture, right? There's a picture debunking it if you can find it. It should be a Google image.
Yeah, it was made by Wiggled, another competitor from a different clan.
Yeah, and if you zoom in on that, it shows. I can just read it out if you want. I wouldn't mind.
Go ahead, man. If you can see it, I can barely see it. It's on my screen.
Ryan, bro.
Dude, I'll read it, dude. I'll fucking read it.
I got. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I know more. I can read. I don't mind.
Right. So
pretty much.
Let me do my thing, man. Okay.
Yeah, so the Liam one. I'll read the picture. How about that, dude?
Right. So yeah, this is a post from Wiggled. This was God knows when he posted this, but it basically said, I made this just after 2016 Winter Deadman mode, but didn't post it because it was clear nobody would believe it / take it seriously, which is so true. And I don't use Reddit, but I hear on Reddit you like downvote and upvote shit, so it like they would just downvote the hell out of this.
There's a lot of trolls on there, yeah.
It was almost a year ago, but may solidify the evidence that Jed has been leaking important information to Rot, which at this point is it's very believable.
It's very possible. I mean, it's very, very
ugly. If you click on the picture to zoom in, so pretty much he said he was training there and he saw some ideas, right? Well, first off, where are the red bones if you're training? There's no drops, okay? There's no drops. There's an Al-Qarid gate pay message. And his run energy is at 25%, meaning that he just got there to take the picture so that he had proof at the end of the tournament to talk about it, which just seems extremely sketchy. And you can see that he tweeted out the picture so he had some proof because people were saying, why is Rot at Al-Qarid already? You know, obviously there's no way. This is bullshit.
There's such a random area, like.
And so they tried to back it up with proof, and the picture was just really spotty. And Wiggled caught that off. So shout outs to Wiggle for catching that. To be honest, that is an extreme eye.
I mean, it also like, why would you be? He's level 50 combat in the final hour. That account, there's no point in training it. That's going to be complete cannon fault right there. That has no use. I don't know. I think. This is obviously just a cover-up by Rot, and they thought this would be like, you know... Well, it kind of did work, because nobody actually, like, pressed them on it afterwards until recently, when they're
Everyone was wondering, but, I mean, they just let them get away with it, you know what I mean? It just what happened. It was almost like the ideology that Rot would win every tournament due to something sketchy, and it's just approved. And I hated that, because people were just like, well, that's just how it goes. Like, that's not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, no, but the thing is like, a lot of people obviously don't believe that. Oh wow, do you think Jagex is such like, you know, a nonchalant company that they would let somebody in their team just leak information like that? But it's already kind of like pretty much we're confident that no, they did let somebody do some stuff behind their backs without them knowing. So at this point, like looking, you know, retrospect, you can see that damn Jagex actually let some mole, you know, guy in their team and actually leaking information for anything, you know.
It's very hard to catch too.
Yeah, it could be for hacking people and stuff. So yeah,
very, very sketchy at the top of Rot. Like their main members, very sketchy, and I'm sure it's very hard to trace that information gets tracked, and then they'll just spread that information down the chain. So I would really love to know how they actually caught on to the whole hacking scheme, right?
Yeah, but I mean with the Denmimal stuff, whether it be finding IPs, you know, get somehow like whoever's DDoSing gets IPs and stuff, like who's the source? It could be a rogue Jmod, right? And like, what about knowing the final area for a Denmimal season? Like, who told them? It's probably somebody from Jagex that's working, you know, as part of a Rot or maybe for, you know.
Yeah.
And after the third Deadman mode, obviously they scrapped this idea because it was horrible. The tournament went bad. But other tournaments were also wrecked by potential DDoS. Like, do you remember those? I know it was number 6, number 3. It might have been everything in between. And then I know the last tournament was not touched at all, but that's when they caught on to Jed, which it just seems like more solidified proof that once their information chain got cut off, if that's what happened, the tournaments resumed back to normal, and Rot didn't even take home anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I swear there was like accusations against Jed like a year or two ago, and
Yeah.
Jagex were like, we're gonna do an investigation and stuff, and they were like, we're not firing him, and he got away with it. So obviously they didn't pick up on whatever it was he was doing. But I swear to
Imagine
God,
how hard he was sweating.
But
Yeah.
the hacking stuff is what Jagex finally caught on to.
Because
And
I swear
that's what got him.
I swear Rot stopped winning tournaments after they did that with Jed. And I expect Jed was just keeping it low, like he was just like, I don't want to get fired for this, so I'm going to keep my head down. None of that.
Hack a couple hundred bill. Yeah.
I don't even think Rot were in the tournaments after that. And then obviously this pops up, which is the what is it? The hack-ins.
Yeah.
And like, put it this way, Jagex have like a no return policy. Basically, like when it comes to
ever since years ago,
if you get hacked, it's like, look, it's your fault. You did something. Security on your end is fucked up. Like, it's not us. You did something. You leaked your information in some way.
Recovering your account's hard. You can't even recover your account.
99.9% of the times, that's usually the case. It's either your fault because you got keylogged or whatever, anything, right? It's usually
now there's a big margin for error because there's a Jmod doing it, right?
Yeah. So like,
imagine all those people that got the spiff end of it, where they're like, yeah, dude, I had everything on lock, but I just had a ton of GP, and then people just kept blaming them or think they sold it. And I think Skidler said that like they must have had such a mental breakdown. Not only did they lose billions of GP, but also the respect of their friends, and they didn't do anything. And you can't really repay that back. It's disgusting.
No.
It's gross.
No, definitely not. Like this guy right here has been 46 bill has been returned to his bank. He was hacked for 46 bill. They don't refund shit. Like if you get hacked, they ain't giving you nothing. That's on you.
My man's bank. I didn't get my account.
Yeah, dude, I've been hacked in the past. I wouldn't even bother asking. It's like,
you're not getting it back.
You're not getting it back.
Maybe you're getting your account back, but it's gonna.
I had to call my company for the card to get my account back. They would not take my information or my videos on my account. I had videos of my account. Jmods don't give a shit, right? This is crazy. Now they're refunding all this GP.
Yeah.
So obviously they're affiliated and they feel guilty, which is the right thing.
I think it's more to do with like the fact that if a Jmod hacks your account, it's not your fault. Do you know what I mean? It's completely
that's nothing you can do.
It's out of your hands. There's nothing. You could have the best security in the world. You could say, "What's your favorite color?" and you should just like type in some random shit on the keyboard.
Wow, real good security, man.
Dude, if it's a Jmod that's hacking you, it's out of your control. That's why they refunded these players, and obviously they must have had evidence to do so.
Because it was exceptionally a weird situation. Like, and the thing is, I remember they talked about it. I don't know if it was on Reddit, but it was an official statement by a Jmod. I think it was by a Yeeza or something. But they were like, or I think it's Mod Matt K. But they were talking about like how they spent weeks investigating the potential that somebody in the Jagex old school team was actually directly hacking or leaking information that could result in helping a hacker hack accounts. Like they were talking about how they were suspecting somebody was doing it, and what they did was they basically tracked logs of Jagex members like accessing like the database, right, with like I don't know, probably information that could help hack accounts, and they were like figuring out the time stamps for those, like, oh, when did this person get hacked, and when was the servers accessed by a Jagex mod. So they realized that all those people.
That's how they did it.
Yeah, so they realized that all those people,
amazing.
how like the day that they got hacked, right? They were able to connect that a Jagex member accessing those information was all happening at the same time. Like they were able to basically cross-reference them together, and for weeks they kept cross-referencing all those access dates and those accounts getting hacked. And so they were pretty much like they had undeniable evidence at that point that one
Mod Jed's supposedly smart, but that's
it's crazy,
insane proof. Like he just got greedy, right? I like that. I didn't know that's how they did that. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I could just picture Mod Ash doing I'm in. You know what I mean? And he just finds.
Yeah, I don't know who was investigating, but like, you know what I mean? The people investigating from Jagex, they spent weeks. And the thing is, they even said more. They're like, oh, we don't know how far back this has been going on, but at least they've been tracking it for like the past few weeks or whatever. And yeah, it's like if you can track it to the past few weeks to that extent, like you already have enough evidence. Like there's nothing.
And I bet they were kind of like nosing at Mod Jed the whole time too. Like, I mean, come on, he's already got all sorts of proof against him fraternities.
Yeah,
I wonder who is doing this, huh?
They wanted to make exact 100%, like as close to 100% certain as possible, and they actually got that. So it took them a while, but they actually have it now, and obviously got fired for it.
Dude, as long as no one else gets hacked and no more tournaments go to shit, dude, I'm happy.
I think the crazy thing is that there's so many bandwagons of hate on certain people, and usually I'm not all the time, but a lot of the time it's wrong, and it's
usually it's wrong.
People are going off for misinformation, and they just go hard as fuck on that one person to make their life a nightmare. Such as this guy Mod Jed. So the first time I heard about it, gave him the benefit of the doubt, I don't like just jumping on some fucking hate wagon.
I was that one guy who thought that he's definitely guilty. I was that one guy because anything affiliated with Rot is just sketchy as hell.
Yeah,
so I was the there.
It is sketchy, but it doesn't make sense. Why would you throw your career away to
that's the only thing holding people back?
Stupid clan online. Do you know? I don't understand. How would you be so stupid to do something like that? So logically, it doesn't make sense for him to do it.
We're all getting hacked tonight. Dude.
Yeah, we're all getting hacked after this.
It's over, dude.
No, chill. I'm an Iron Man. Don't do it.
But in this exception, he actually was the bad guy. He actually was the person doing that. And I mean, they haven't really said much, but everything kind of points towards Mod Jed. Do you know what I mean?
Like before this whole hacking thing, and then his Twitter account getting terminated pretty much at the same day, I was skeptical too. I was like, Jmod, helping people hack or DDoS other people. I'm like, that's really not so believable. I didn't believe it. I was nah, why would someone do that? But after this
thing, man, it's not that Mod Jed ever turned into a bad person, or if he is a bad person, allegations-wise, sorry. It's that he was already in Rot before he got hired. So it's he was probably this way the whole time. So any other Jmod would never really turn, right? They were like, oh, dude, I love my job. I'm not going to... It's my favorite game. I love updating and helping the community. Well, this guy's in Rot. Rot doesn't help the community. Rot makes the community worse, kills parts off. I've never seen anything good come about of Rot. And other clans, are actually, I've seen stuff come again. So it's a guy coming to the Jet. He's already got this mentality. So
it seemed like he's already planned, with people from the outside that here's what you're gonna do and here's what you're gonna try to help us do while you're in there. It seemed as though it was like an operation, right? And he was good. He was good.
I don't think for 1 minute that Jed was the ringleader. I think that he was weak-minded. I think he was manipulated, and I think that Rot probably just said, "Look, if you do this, this, and this, think of the money we can make."
It's probably one of those
getting hit off after this.
I don't one of those group things. It's when you're in a really tight group like that.
Mob mentality, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a mob. Yeah. It's just the hive mind at this point. It's not
that's
one.
That's why anytime you enter a clan and they're toxic, you got to be careful because they'll get to you, dude. And that's how you're gonna be from now on because you just want to fit in. It's one of those clicks. You don't have any friends. You want to make friends.
Because the thing is,
their community.
He almost got caught when it came to the whole Deadman mode shit, DDoSing and whatnot. Almost got caught. And I think them hacking is just such a blatant and easy thing to track, which they did figure out was him. To me, that just seems like a desperate move. And to be honest with you, the guy that got hacked for, how much did he get hacked for? What was it? 47 bill. That happened months ago, half a year ago. That wasn't recently. That guy got hacked ages ago. I remember he posted on Reddit, nobody believed him. So in that time, you can guarantee that 46 bill, I'm not sure what that equates to in real money, but I'm guessing that's 40,000, right?
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Is it not $1 a mil or something if you were to buy it? So it's 40 grand.
It's a decent amount, man.
It's thousands of dollars, whatever it is.
I mean, it's at least 20,000. If they just sold it dirt cheap, it has to be at least 20,000. But to me, that's just super desperate. Do you know what I mean? It's he knew that his time was coming to an end and that he was gonna get caught. They probably had suspicions. Because that is a desperate move.
I mean, it was probably very elaborate. What I explained was probably a super simplification of the process, the investigation process that they took to connect one to the other. But it's just it must have been because it seemed as though they were implying it's something that's been going on for a long time. And what was I trying to get to? I was trying to get at it was probably a very elaborate like method,
way they
you know?
found him out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
and,
like-
and that just meant like for if it was Jed, right, which I assume at this point it is like the way that he did it was probably very sophisticated. That it took them a while to really like pinpoint, right? So
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't a desperate attempt, more so maybe just like maybe it was like a long-term strategy for them, right?
I mean,
it's like if they don't win tournaments, maybe just hacking people would work, but like they had a way to do it.
Have you
Any other
guys?
company would have not found this out as
No.
I wouldn't say as fast, but at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of give Jagex props. They actually found it out. Now, of course, they defended him in the beginning.
Because they didn't know. They weren't
But
sure.
but the
True.
thing is, dude, in other companies, this stuff probably happens. But Jagex, you gotta give them props. They're very transparent. Like they
yeah,
like
at this point, yeah.
if this
That's why I give-
if
I
this
give 'em
happened in
props.
WoW,
That's
if this
it.
happened in World of Warcraft, they,
Wouldn't have told
they probably
anybody.
wouldn't have told anybody. But have you guys
Yeah, 'cause it's too
considered?
corporate.
No refund
Have
either,
you
just
guys-
swept under the rug.
Have you guys considered this may just be the tip of the iceberg? Like what
Dude,
if
I was. I
he
didn't
was
wanna
a
talk about
dude?
it
This guy's a
'cause-
content creator. There's no saying that he hasn't placed certain bugs or taken things away from coding to exploit it that Rot may even be doing now. Do you know what I mean? This might just be the
Easily.
tip, dude. This might be nothing. That's the worry with employing people that are just like, you know,
I mean,
it's
I'm
an
sure at
issue.
this point they have a policy to not recruit people that are, they might have an obvious personal benefit.
Well,
you know,
he's saying
to
like
go
future games, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
put
I'm
it-
pretty
but
sure
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if Rot's affiliated in most of this, even as allegations, I mean, Frontline got a chain ban because they were DDoSing Amenity, right? And it's super hard to get a chain ban on people that are toxic in the community. Not saying Frontline's all toxic, but they did get chain banned. Some of them got banned. I'm thinking, where are the bans on any Rot members? I mean, if you saw Mazhar's whole tweet was debunked, right? So he's definitely in this sort of group. So what's going
Yeah.
on, man? They're
well,
not.
the thing is, like, they can't really prove to those other players.
That's
that
what
they're
I'm saying.
behind
But
it.
that's just.
But yeah,
I
that's
don't
that's what it is. Like they're smart in the way that they do their things because like you can't find enough information to ban them. So like that's what they're smart about.
I think
right?
Jagex, if for the good of the community, though, just need to sack up and do something, though.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just saying.
Well,
It's-
Jagex-
I mean,
Dude,
I'm under this-
Jagex should just ban every Rot member. Any person that's ever been in Rot, ban. Every account.
if you got
ban.
Rot in your name, gone, dude. Your whole family's banned. Your
Every
grandma's
single
banned.
dude. That you can't do that. Like that's just, you
Yeah,
can't do
that's
that
because
because
hard. Yeah,
it's
exactly,
so
because-
true when you say like one bad apple spoils the bunch. It's true. I'm sure there's plenty of nice people in Rot. There's plenty of people that have good intentions and love the
I've met some
game.
nice people in Rot. It's crazy,
Yeah.
but I've actually met a decent amount of nice people. But
Yeah,
the thing
no.
is, at the top of the ring, dude, they're not nice. They're pulling off these schemes, and that needs to stop. I'm just saying. And now that Jed's gone, it slightly stops, but it just something.
Yeah,
I just feel like a little bit of justice, a little sliver of justice is missing from this pie. You know what I'm saying? But that's all.
yeah. That's
I'll
that's
add
what
to
it
that.
is that it's so difficult to get enough surmounting evidence to like do anything beyond what they just did. Besides, you know what I mean, beyond just firing
Yeah.
Jed, and it's hard because like you know that they're probably up to some more stuff and they probably deserve bans, but it's like as a company you can't just like ban prolific people
I'm trying to
without
remember
enough evidence. to
that
do
this
it.
podcast isn't
Yeah.
a hate Rot podcast. It's about talking about Jed. So apologies, man. We're gonna be talking about that.
Yeah, no, Rexy was like,
No.
burn them all, burn the
Yeah.
witches.
Dude, you're gonna
you know?
see me in the next Dead Momo tournament partner
I
with
know,
Rot.
getting
Just
sacked.
like
Hey guys, I got in.
Fucking Christ.
I got into the demo server, DDoS, first minute in. It's like great.
right. So moving on to the next subject, something like basically RuneFest this year, which happened like a month ago or whatever. Me and Asian Rice Coat were both there. Mint Mad Cow wasn't for whatever reason. Let down completely.
Never invited, dude.
Unfortunately.
Right, but Mod Jed actually turned up to the after party. Fun. Do you know what's so funny about the whole like so much drama went down at RuneFest?
Yeah, the gross score
Like,
and that. Oh
dude,
my god.
do you know what's
And
funny?
Black, oh.
Dude, do you know what's funny about the whole thing? I was oblivious to it. I had a
Me
really
too.
Dude,
Me too.
I had such a bad knee at the time. I had like a knee operation. I was hobbling around. RuneFest.
Hobbling around.
Dude, I was stood up for 8 hours. I had enough. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah,
Go
you
into
did
my
good.
hotel, order room service. Got to my hotel. I watched all 3 of the Hobbit films. right? And I was just
What
in
is
my
wrong with you?
dude. I was just in
I
my
thought you were saying
dude.
say Lord of the Rings, but okay.
No, I was in bed.
Ass out there,
No,
dude.
I
dude.
could tell he was struggling, bro. Dude.
I was
Give
dude.
him an arm. What's up, Rice? Come on.
I was in so much pain, man. I had to say to some people that came up to me because I was on morphine. I was so like heavily
Oh my
medicated.
God.
I was
it was
fucked.
hard. Yeah, it was hard
Dude,
talking to him.
I had
He was
people-
disorientated.
I
Yeah.
had people coming up to me, and I was just
Holy
like,
moly.
I had people come up to me, and I was like, dude, I'm really sorry, but like, I'm really fucked up right now. I'm super high. I'm in
Very
loads of
fucked
pain.
up.
I'm like, I'm sorry if I've not said very much to you. Like, cause I was in like a headspace where I was in so much pain. Sometimes I'd have stuff to say, and then other times I just didn't want to say anything. Do you know what I mean? And I was so fucking high, I didn't even know what to say or think. I was just like, my bed is the best place to be. I'm gonna get myself some room service, watching The Hobbit all night long. Fucking, all I can hear is people shouting and screaming outside, which like now I realise was like the gross gore drama. I had a good room fest, but I wasn't involved in any of
like,
this.
I thought RuneFest was great. Like I didn't know there
Seems
was
like
stuff.
an amazing
you know?
production, right?
Yeah,
Just
it seemed like it was just obviously two people being rowdy and being sexually overactive.
Which we're not talking about that, but they were banned from RuneFest, which is good. But Mod Jed actually showed up at the after party, and he was trying to get people to talk to him to kind of explain his side.
It seemed as though that was the case, yeah.
Right? And we, I believe AOA Gold talked to Jed, and he's the only guy that actually has came forward, video proof, I believe, that we can find that has actually listened to Mod Jed. Not agreeing with him, of course, but just listened to him and actually talked about it.
Right. Let's listen to it. I've not heard this yet, so I'm genuinely curious. Like, I need some insight into this. Let's have a listen.
Fucking Mod Jed showed up, not Mod Jed, but fucking Rot Jed showed up, mate. Showed up to the fucking hotel after the event, and I was like,
"Oh wait, you didn't
what?
screen
Honestly,
capture. That's
fucking
why."
Mod
But it's
Jed-
okay. We've already heard it though.
Wait,
we're fine.
No, wait, hold up. Let me change this. One sec.
You can edit, bro, right?
I got it. Okay.
I mean, it's fine, yeah.
Okay.
You should be able to hear this now.
Mate, showed up to the fucking
Yeah.
hotel after the event, and I was like, what? Honestly, fucking Mod Jed showed up at the hotel. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I thought this cunt was in Argentina. It's a madness, bro. He told me some
He's only the
shit.
Did I run
character.
into Jed? Yes. Yeah, he's not.
yeah, he was at-
He's not fled the
You
country.
can-
Is that it? Dude, I thought we were going to get some insight.
No, there's more. He did talk
some
about.
more in there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Where'd they say he went? Argentina?
I didn't talk to him.
you
but
might
I
skip
talked
a
to
little
people
ahead,
that
though.
talked to him, and he basically.
Yeah.
What are we looking for? AOA tube.
You'll
Yeah,
see him
yeah, yeah.
PKing a little bit.
All right, one sec. Oh, here.
Right here,
Yeah,
right,
there
right,
it is, yeah.
There we go.
Because I've not heard any of this.
Bump into him now.
Jed told me that he told me he's innocent. That's what he said. And he told me he's working on the legal side of it to get his name absolved. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll do the mod save when Jed was there. They weren't even there, mate. Maybe a few of them were, but at that time, I don't think they were there. Like, he came up to me and I said, bro, come on. I said, what the fuck? Like, you obviously did it. You know what I mean? He's like, bro, you won. You just said you won. I was like, okay. Okay, so
He's
I'm
not
not
having
gonna
any
be
of this
a cunt about it,
bullshit,
but
man.
let's see. I'll let it ride out. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
That's that.
He's trying to legally absolve his name of this, right? Which is maybe I don't know, man. He's got to. It's all allegations. That's why we say maybe.
Yeah,
or
yeah, I mean-
allegations because we don't want to get like sued, right, for slander.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
allegations.
we don't know, but it seemed as though that from a person that was next to him around the RuneFest time, said that he could be trying to defend himself, I guess, right? But yeah, we
Well,
don't
he said
exactly
he's
know.
innocent in general,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like, and what I'm thinking is, what was the reason he came to RuneFest? Like, he's obviously not going to be
Yeah.
welcome.
Let
Bodhi
me
seemed
just make
very
it clear.
mad about
Let me
that.
just clarify though, because like he wasn't in the actual RuneFest
He was
building.
at the bar, yeah.
Yeah, he was like when because obviously when the event's over, people like to hang around the area and go to bars. So he was there. He was around the area, not in the actual RuneFest.
Which seems he was scheming to meet up with, because obviously most content creators do drink.
Yeah. So,
Let's get that right.
it seemed
Go ahead
like
and
he
bar.
was banned from it. Probably. I don't know if he is, but it sounded like.
I would
he-
imagine-
I don't
Coming in
think
open
that, dude.
arms.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have rolled out the red carpet for him. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's probably wasn't allowed to be there or something.
Yeah,
anyways.
but like you can't stop him going to like a public area. Which
Yeah,
they sound
exactly. So
public.
he was there.
But like
Yeah,
the thing is, like people, I heard loads of people saying, "Oh, he turned up. Aren't they supposed to be looking for him?" Dude, we live in the UK. This isn't America, dude. Like, nobody's gonna
No,
come.
even in America, it's not like that either.
Exactly.
You know,
You're
it's
not
like
gonna.
he was a fugitive, you know.
Dude, it's not gonna be like, what's his name? Dog the bounty hunter turns up and tackles him. This is real. This is real fucking life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can do.
Sparta kick from the bar.
Dude, it's like innocent until proven guilty. Because like the
exactly.
only thing I've heard is that because he was looking through people's like personal information, he had access to like, you know, debit cards, credit cards, and whatnot. So obviously that's like the side of things where he could get fucked on, I imagine.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's private information that, you know, obviously he took advantage of. You don't know whether he did that, and I'm not saying that he did, but he clearly did hack accounts with that information.
100% is clear that there are investigations still going on about him, and it's probably not over.
No.
And I'm assuming it's gonna take some time for them to like, you know, go through all this stuff. And we're probably never gonna hear about it, though. I don't think Jagex personally cares anymore because they're like, yo, he's not a part of us anymore. Like, you know,
You
nothing.
know how hard it
happened.
was just to find him joining the Jagex team? I mean, I
Yeah.
doubt we'll ever get that information.
Yeah, so
they're
like whatever
covering it up.
happens to Jed post event that we just talked about, we're not gonna know because Jagex
well,
don't care
well,
anymore. You know.
I mean, the thing is, we don't need to know. As long as
Exactly.
as long as that is gone and dealt with, who gives a shit? You know, it's just
I am
it's just drama at that
intrigued,
point.
I mean, I want to know, but it's like they're not gonna tell me.
Obviously.
Obviously,
I mean,
obviously.
it's such a big part of what happened lately.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of want to see if there's justice given. Because I'm wondering, is he more afraid that he will be actually getting some sort of penalty from the law, or does he not like being like a hate figure, and that's why he's trying to clear his name? 'Cause
I mean,
talking to
either-
streamers
yeah.
would only really it wouldn't help you legally, right?
I
It would
mean,
help you
either way,
street-wise,
he's
street cred.
he's being investigated, and obviously that's bad for him as an individual.
I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah.
does he not like being the center of attention for this cause of the hacking? And he's trying to, because it seemed like if he's trying to tell AOA Gold about stuff, went up the Bodhi, that he's trying to clear his name not only legally but street cred wise, right? Because he doesn't want this hate.
I mean, I doubt he cares about street cred.
Yeah, no.
Then
like,
why would he?
no.
Then why would he try to talk to?
No,
people
because
to clear his name?
I don't know. It probably sounds like he just wants to clear his name in any way possible.
I mean, he
Yeah.
clearly went there for attention, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe
the
maybe.
thing is, it's like the accounts that got hacked have been refunded. Jagex would not refund shit unless, without a shadow of a doubt, it was out of that person's hands, right? So I don't know. I'm sure all Jagex employees, before they get employed, have to sign like a disclosure saying I will never leak or take advantage of personal information. And
Oh, 100%,
if
yeah.
they've done that and they've like they fired him, and you know this is ongoing, there must be fucking proof that he's done something which has been against his contract. You can't just fire somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
off a
he was
whim.
indefinitely fired for legal reasons. You know, he broke the rule. He broke some laws
Yeah.
under
I
the
bet if they
contract.
just check his Discord or something, they'll find like inboxes and stuff. But I don't know if they can do that.
It's
Yeah,
just,
no,
it's
but
just
that
proving
stuff
it.
is but like for criminal stuff, that's up to like the investigators. Those guys are doing that side of things. Like Jagex,
Well,
like
if he's
it
as
is,
smart as we think he is, he scrubbed his whole computer. I mean,
yeah.
unless
Like,
somebody
I mean,
from Rot who has gotten information from him leaks it against him, which I'm surprised, as Rot's not known for such high integrity. I wonder if they have a really good integrity with their, like, if they'll treat each other really well. Because if you think about it, if somebody has information on somebody else that could legally end up in jail, they would blackmail that person for hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is what this man might have made, right? So they must be really
I mean
tight
that's like
brothers.
the extra side of things that we know nothing about.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah, the
insinuating.
investigators, you know, that's them. They're working on that stuff though, and it's
Right.
not part of like necessary part of the RuneScape community anymore type of deal. Like, you know, the hackings and stuff. You know, they already figured that out. He's fired for that. And then the other stuff is like,
Let's take a vote. Who here thinks that he's innocent? And you guys in the comments, you can write as well. Do you think he's innocent or do you think he's guilty?
Free Jed, baby! I'm making t-shirts.
Raise your hands for innocent.
There'll be 40 quid t-shirts.
No, raise your hand for guilty, dude. I'm putting my money on guilty.
no,
100%.
I believe, you know, he was part of the hackings.
Yeah.
At least 100%.
I believe anyone in Rot that is up higher. My beliefs, by the way, not podcast beliefs, is always going to be involved in something sketchy, because that's why they play RuneScape. Not for fun, not because they want to help the community grow, but because they're taking something out of it, like GP gains, real life money, something.
Yeah.
It's always something to suck out of the game. It's never adding on to it.
But put it this way, I've been in back years ago when I did PvP, I've been a part of a lot of PvP clans. I've never been in a clan that didn't real world trade, or didn't DDoS. There was always somebody in the clan that did something that was very fishy. It didn't mean that you did it, but there was always somebody. There was always somebody who knew how to DDoS. Like, most people were selling gold. I knew a lot of people that lived in really fucking poor, like, third world countries, and they were selling, like, 100 mil a month, and that would pay for their entire monthly bills. Do you know what I mean? And, like, let's be honest, Rot has, what's the word? Like, in terms of morals, they have none. Do you know what I mean? So, without a doubt, they don't give a shit about selling gold. Like, that's apparent, that's obvious.
They probably think it's a video game, right? You know, but they're not thinking of all the shit they're adding to the video game. People come here for, you know, to relax, get away, they have fun. Sometimes GB can almost be as valuable as in real life currency. When you lose that, it's a horrible feeling. So their sense of justice in a way is probably warped to the fact that they probably don't think they've done anything wrong. They probably, we haven't hurt anybody, we haven't shat on anybody, but they have. And it's gross. Like, as far as a video game criminal goes,
I mean, like if you're hacking people, whatever, DDoSing to win prizes, that's fucked, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're gaining, but you're doing it at the expense of other people.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. I don't think they realize, like, well, they probably do. They probably don't care, because as soon as RuneScape dies, they'll move on to another game and benefit from that. But,
watch out, Roblox.
In the long term of it, like, if this continued, then it would be detrimental to RuneScape. Like,
extra.
You know what I mean? It just wouldn't be good. And eventually the game would crumble and die, and people wouldn't take it seriously, and they'd stop giving away prize money, and it would just be a laughingstock. So it is detrimental to the game, and it is hurting the game. But I personally, they're not people who give a shit. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't think they care. It just comes out of the personal gain.
Ironic comparison that in other MMORPGs, every clan like would invite new people into their clan, give them gear, give them items, train them. Clans in RuneScape will make fun of you for skilling wrong, will probably make you badmouth people in the wild, chase people away, try to kill the wilderness dude. They'll crash people in PVM. Even skilling clans can be bad. Like, what? Yeah. Why can't we have nice clans in RuneScape like every other game?
There, in my opinion, there's three sides to RuneScape. There's the PvP side, toxic. There's the PVM side. There's the PVM side, which is the innocent, toxic. Neutral. Not too bad. There's a little bit of toxicity, but then you get the skilling side, the EHP guys. Fucking, I think they're 10 times worse than the PvP side.
There's
I'm not gonna lie.
A horrible amount of toxic people in each category. Let's be real. That's not PvP attracts more people that are toxic, but I've seen some shitty PVMers
for obvious reasons, because it's more competitive. You know, because you're literally fighting somebody.
There's chill PKers.
I'd say, out of the three, PVM is by far the most neutral. Like, they are.
They are. I mean, they consist of casual people usually. You know.
Well, then, I would say they're just a RuneScaper, they're not a PVMer. I mean, I hate how we like kind of divide ourselves. Like, the game as a whole should be played every way. You know, if you want to go PK, you want to PVM, you want to skill, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's more competitive will always, you know, bring about animosity.
It's whatever you enjoy. Like, people just are competitive by nature. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean, if anything has a high score to it, right? Like, the reason why skilling could be toxic
get this 200 mil mining, boy.
If you're competing for high score ranks or EXP ranks or, you know, Crystal Math Lab ranks or whatever. And then PvP, it's all competitive. There's no, like, just the fact that it's player versus players makes it competitive.
Yeah. And the trouble with PvP, in my opinion, is that it is competitive because you're technically fighting somebody and whoever's better wins. But there is nothing past that. It's not like there's a rank, there's not a structure, and it's like all there really is to do after you've defeated your opponent is basically shit talk them. And that's the issue. Like, what else can you really do? It's like you've taken their shit, make them feel bad. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but what I'm saying is, if they did implement some form of rank structure into PvP, I think it would do fucking wonders for the game. Take a game like League of Legends, for example. I play it, and people go mad about trying to get into, like, gold, platinum, fucking diamond, masters and stuff. Like, it's so competitive, but at the same time, you're doing the same thing every single game.
Well,
but just that factor makes it competitive enough that people love it.
Toxicity is worse in competitive. What made it better is when you can rank people for like being a good teammate, and then you get better bonuses for that. And RuneScape, that'd be cool if they added something like that. But I think all of this would be better in another podcast of how to make the world less toxic.
Yeah, we can talk about that another time. I'm sure we all have thoughts.
Digression. It was just a digression.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I was about to jump into that digression, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think we've covered a ton about Jed. Pretty much, just to summarize it, what we talk about when he started working on Jagex, his allegations of hacking, tournaments, DDoSing, affiliations with Rot, which he had to step down from Rot once they found out about the affiliations. Because I'm guessing Jagex just got tired of defending him at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you got to step down. But he didn't really step down. How do you know someone stepped down? He was probably still on Skype.
I mean, you just say it, but you don't act it. You don't do it.
Exactly. So nothing obviously was done. And we've only really started seeing changes for the last Deadman Mode tournament where I don't think many.
Latest demo seemed much better.
It was amazing.
It was
great.
Didn't seem to be any like sketchy.
Great 1v1s.
Yeah.
High action content, and that's because there was no foul play for the most part, and that's how RuneScape's gonna grow. It's good to watch when those tournaments were getting hit off. DDoS, no one wanted to watch that shit.
No.
Right.
I mean,
just killing each other.
Even if you did watch it, you didn't like it. It was just bad.
No one cared. It was horrible. It was a bunch of wasted money on Jagex's part, and now they fixed it, and it's amazing. So
yeah. I mean, hopefully it just continues to do well. I think the last tournament was probably one of the most successful they've had, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. It was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
I missed how they give out the VIP prizes though, or the MVP, or if you get the most kills. They need to do that again. That was cool.
They should.
They rewarded people for that's all it needs. That's all it needs. You guys have anything else to add about Mod Jed that we haven't taught? We can.
I think I'm good, man. I'd say
really
we've covered
pounded this topic hard, man.
Hell yeah,
we did great.
Yeah, man.
First podcast back, baby. Tell your friends. Tell your grandma. Tell some Jmods. Give them the watch this. Mod Ash, you better be watching this. All right, we're going to sell Mod Jed t-shirts. All right.
Mod Jed t-shirts.
70 quid.
Teesprings.com.
Profits will go to Rot and their website. It'll be great.
This was a paid promotion by Rot.
Oh, dude. But yeah, so definitely subscribe down below. Drop a like so we get more recommendations. And this podcast is about to blow up with different topics daily. Updates.
Yeah, this one is a very controversial one, but we're probably
else will be a lot more chill.
That's less allegation.
Yeah, and if you guys want to get a feel for that kind of stuff, feel free to go back and watch the previous podcasts.